How's it going, everybody? My name is Kyle, and welcome back to another Fire Emblem Heroes video. Now, today we're going to be doing another build video, and this one is going to be for Performing Arts Olivia. She is the dancing shuriken wielder from one of the banners way back last year, and what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be looking at a build that I like to use for her that not only helps her be a support hero, but it also is going to allow her to be a hero that's going to provide that very important dancing skill that we like to have on our allies in some of our stronger teams, especially on my team that I run with the Gale Force version of Cordelia. Now, the reason I've chosen this build for Olivia is that pretty much a majority of the time for me, my dancer, I'm not using them at all to deal damage. What I'm doing is I'm using them to be a support character, to have my characters move again, or have them, in this case, for this Olivia, heal my heroes, which is a pretty awesome thing to have. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to look at this step by step really quick in this short video and talk about what the build does and how each of its functions work. So starting off out of the bat, we have the Dancer's Fan as her weapon of choice. Now, Dancer's Fan plus refined with the plus speed is how I am going to use it in my build, is going to be what we're using as her main weapon of choice. And the reason that we use Dancer's Fan is to maximize those support capabilities, right? So when Olivia initiates combat with this build, all of her adjacent allies will be healed for, with this build, 21 HP. And this can allow her to substitute in this setting as both a dancer and a healer. So that's really awesome, and it really allows her to have a great utility through the dancing ability and also through attacking the enemy. Now, secondly, we're going to do her assist skill. Assist, obviously, is going to be dance. Now, for those of you that are new to this game, the dance skill does that makes it so strong is that it's an assist skill that allows you to walk up to an ally, hit dance, and allows you to go again. Now, why is that so important? It's really important because for this game, each of your heroes only has one move per round. So having this ability to do a second move or a set of actions in a round is just very, very strong. Moving on, we're going to look at her special now. Her special of choice is going to be Moonbow for this build. Moonbow is going to be a really great choice because it's just going to give her a little bit of a boost to that damage. Moonbow is fairly easy to get if you're inheriting it, and basically what it does is it just says that if you resolve combat as if defense or res is minus 30%. That's pretty good. She's not going to be focusing on dealing damage in this build, but if that Moonbow does proc, it gives you a chance to do a little bit more damage than usual. Moving on, now we're going to go ahead and look at her skills. Out of the gate, we have Fury 3 as the choice of A slot. Fury 3 is going to give her a little bit of a boost to that speed skill, which we're going to get into and why that is so important. So Fury 3 is just going to boost that skill up just a little bit more. Now, if you're looking for more of a budget choice, Distant Defense 3 is always a choice because she comes with that naturally. So Distant Defense would be a choice for you if you choose to go that route and you don't have somebody that has Fury 3. Next, we are going to do Wind Sweep as her B slot. Now, you might ask me why Wind Sweep? What is the reasoning behind that? And that's why earlier I mentioned that the speed stat for this version of Olivia is so important. Now, we already know that the speed stat is going to determine how many times we attack and many attacks extra we get, or if we can double attack an enemy at all. How, for this version of Olivia, her speed skill is very important because, like the speed skill says, the unit will attack twice if its speed is at least 5 more than its foe's speed. That attacking twice is not necessarily the most important thing, but Wind Sweep solely focuses on using the speed stat. Now, what Wind Sweep says is that if a unit initiates combat, unit cannot make a follow-up attack. If unit's speed is greater than or equal to foe's speed plus certain number, depending on whether it's wind sweep 1, 2, or 3, and foe uses a sword, lance, axe, bow, or dagger, the foe cannot counterattack. This is extremely important because we don't want our Olivia to die when she initiates combat. Wind Sweep does is it allows us to safely attack without the risk of having retaliation back against us because we have a higher speed stat than the enemy that we are attacking. That's really important, especially for these enemies that we have in combat nowadays that have your distant defense seals or that have weapons that allow them to counterattack regardless of range. That's very important. Moving on now, we get into the bread and butter of exactly what makes this build so good at healing, and that's going to be the C slot skill of Breath of Life. Breath of Life is very straightforward. If you initiate combat, it restores HP to adjacent allies. Now, Breath of Life 2 is going to give 5 HP, so if you can get at least up to Breath of Life 2, you're going to get 5, and more if you get to 3. And after that, we're going to go into the S slot seal, which is going to be also Breath of Life. And if you have the Breath of Life 2 seal, Sacred Seal, it's going to give 5 HP as well. So right out of the bat, if we have a in-process build for this Olivia that is, for example, the Dancer's Fan, which by itself, Dancer's Fan Plus gives 7 HP, and then we have 5 HP from Breath of Life 2, and 5 HP from the Breath of Life 2 Sacred Seal. That's going to give us 17 HP healed each time we attack with Olivia, just having Breath of Life 2 in both the C and S slot. That just goes to show how great this support version of Olivia can be to support her allies by both dancing and healing. And the reason I primarily use this is because I'm very much so just focusing on using my dancer and my team I run this Olivia in to dance and allow my Cordelia, who uses Gale Force, to move again, to get closer and closer to that Gale Force proc. It's always nice to have a secondary reason to have that dancer on your team, and what this allows you to do is it allows you to have not only the ability to dance and support, but also heal your allies, which in these things like Chain Challenge and Arena, or pretty much even the Tempest Trial set of maps where you're going to be using the same team for a long period of time, this is going to be really useful because it allows you to heal those allies up where they don't have the skills like Renewal or Falchion or anything like that automatically heal themselves. This allows you to get that very important healing for those allies. So that's why I run this version of Olivia. Now, if you guys have any questions about this build, feel free, please, to leave a comment down below. I can help answer those the best I can. And also, once again, if you have any suggestions on more builds you'd like me to see do in the future, please let me know about those as well. As always, you guys, thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe for Resume Game, and we will go ahead and we will see what we get into on the next build. I'm very excited to keep doing this for you guys. As always, thank you so much. I will see you guys around.